if you feel like you're living in a constant fog, like your head is wrapped in cotton and you can't fully lock in on life. There's a very specific reason for that, and it's not because you're lazy, stupid, unmotivated, or broken. Most people are told brain fog is about diet, vitamins, focus, or mindset, but that explanation never really fits, because this fog doesn't feel like distraction. It feels like distance, like you're there, but not fully. And the reason that happens is much simpler and much less talked about. Your nervous system has been running in protection mode for too long, so your brain turned the volume down on purpose. Here's the part that usually clicks for people. Clarity is not a default state. Clarity costs energy. Presence costs energy. Feeling sharp, emotionally engaged, mentally quick. All of that requires your nervous system to believe that things are safe enough to spend resources. When that belief isn't there, the brain doesn't panic forever. It doesn't keep you anxious 24/7. Instead, it does something way more efficient. It dulls everything. Less intensity, less emotional range, less sensory detail, less sharp thinking. Not as a failure, but as a survival strategy. That fog is your system saying, I'm not sure we can afford to be fully online right now. And this is why so many people get confused. They're not freaking out. They're not depressed in the classic sense. They're just flat. Mornings feel heavy. Days blur together. Conversations feel distant. You do what needs to be done, but you don't feel connected to it. And because nothing is obviously wrong, you start blaming yourself. You tell yourself you should try harder, push more, drink more coffee, optimize better. But pushing is exactly what keeps the fog in place, because the system never gets the signal that it's allowed to come out of defense. One of the biggest reasons this fog becomes chronic is sleep that looks fine on paper, but never actually resets the system. You can sleep 7 or 8 hours and still wake up foggy if your nervous system stayed half alert all night. That kind of sleep knocks you out, but it doesn't restore you. The body rests, but the system doesn't stand down. And if that happens night after night, the brain never fully boots back up during the day. You're awake, but you're not clear, because the reset never finished. Another thing people miss is how much control plays into this. If you spend your days constantly managing, monitoring, thinking ahead, holding everything together, your brain stays in a supervisory role. There's no clear end to the day for it. You might stop working physically, but neurologically, you're still on duty. And when that becomes your normal state, fog isn't a symptom. It's the default setting. The system keeps you slightly detached, because detachment is safer than full engagement when you don't feel like you can ever truly switch off. This is also why quick fixes don't work. Supplements don't solve it. Motivation doesn't solve it. Mindset work doesn't solve it. Those things try to sharpen the mind without first convincing the body that it's safe to sharpen. And the body always wins that argument. Until the nervous system learns how to fully exit alert mode, especially in the evening. Clarity will keep dropping back into the background. The way out of this fog isn't forcing focus or chasing productivity. It's rebuilding the off switch your system forgot how to use. That starts with teaching your body how to actually come down, not collapse. There's a big difference between shutting down from exhaustion and genuinely transitioning into a state of safety. Most people only know the first one. That's why rest doesn't feel refreshing and sleep doesn't feel restorative. Once that switch starts working again, the fog doesn't disappear overnight in some dramatic way. It fades. You notice colors feel a little sharper, time feels more normal, conversations feel more real. You stop feeling like you're watching your life from behind glass. Not because you fixed your brain, but because your system finally feels allowed to be fully present again. That's the part nobody explains, and it's why so many people feel stuck for years. This isn't about discipline or effort, it's about recovery at the nervous system level. I broke down exactly how that reset works in the guide, because once you understand what actually causes the fog, the solution stops feeling mysterious. You don't need to become someone else, you just need your system to stop protecting you from a threat that isn't there anymore.